So to be like, welcome back. My name is Shelena Saenz, and this is the man of the hour, as opposed to every hour, Juan Saenz, my fiance at this point in time. But I'm inviting him today to do this collab with me because we decided to do a love pinky, quiz. And usually it's like 50 questions, but because Juan has to go to work soon, we have to make it really short. We're only going to do about 12. But for the most part, you guys probably just got done watching the podcast of him talking about his experiences in Mexico. It's probably just going to be like a series type thing where Juan will share some of his experiences like once a week or something, and then on occasion we might do videos like this where we're taking like quizzes on the internet, doing a reaction video to some of our favorite YouTubers, because to be honest, we are very addicted to YouTube.
Alright, let's do this.
Okay. The Love Panky, it's Love Couch, Better Love Relationship, questions to test compatibilities. For the 12 questions that we're going to do, I'm going to read them off. He'll give his answer, then I'll give my answer, and then we'll see at the end of it if we think that we're more compatible or not. Sound good?
Okay.
Alright. Question number 1. What is the ideal number of calls a couple should exchange in one day?
5. It can't be even. It has to, somebody has to have the last word. Most of the calls are going to be regarding some kind of question, so...
Looking back on our experience, we didn't call like 5 times a day. I mean, I can understand texting more than 5 times a day.
That's because I don't have a cell phone, so...
Yeah.
So yeah.
Would you compromise your happiness for the success of the relationship?
Yes.
Like, in a relationship, like, when you want them to be happy, that you're happy?
No, the question is if I'm willing to put your happiness ahead of my happiness, and I say yes.
Oh, okay. Because when I read, would you compromise your happiness for the success of the relationship, it's kind of like saying, the level of happy that I am now, I'm not allowed to be when I'm with you, or something like that. And that's how I'm reading it. And then therefore I'm like, no, I'm not going to compromise me being happy.
The way I'm reading the question is, will you put someone else's happiness ahead of yours? And it is yes.
What's your idea of a romantic vacation?
A trip to Mexico.
Yeah.
In June.
Do you honestly think our pre-wedding honeymoon was super romantic?
Yes, I think so. I mean, we had fun.
I thought it was kind of a fun kind of vacation, but like if I wanted to go pure romance though, like I wanted to go out in the middle of the street and do like salsa with you. Like I wanted to salsa dance with you.
Well, maybe next time. I mean, you saw the traffic.
Yeah, I mean the traffic sucks, but I was hoping we were gonna go to one of those towns where it's like you could go out in the street and do that and everyone was doing it, My idea of a romantic vacation, is literally having that passion, I guess. I don't necessarily want to be super duper touchy-feely. Like even us touching shoulders right now, or me leaning on you a little bit, might be too much for some people, which is fine. But at the same time, I think it's weird when people are like sitting like a full foot away from each other, like, yeah, this is the love of my life and shit. Over there, you're the love of my life over there.
Language. Kids watching the show.
Oh please! I think that's just like the ultimate key. If you can communicate, both parties bring up something the other doesn't like, to be like, it's really affecting me. Like sometimes you'll compromise, but you really need to let people know when it's starting to get pushing the line, a little bit. And like you've taught me a whole deal in the last year alone to be a little bit more open when something's upsetting.
I didn't know I was giving away lessons, but you're welcome.
What would you define as cheating?
When you do something that you immediately regret, when you feel like you can't tell your partner you did whatever. Mm-hmm. That's you knowing that you did something that would betray the trust of someone else. So it doesn't have to be an action. It's just if you feel guilty about doing something, then you probably know you weren't supposed to do that, and that's in some way that's cheating. That's betraying someone you trust.
Yeah, I agree with you. You need to, if you know you shouldn't be doing it, then don't do it.
Yeah.
You know, and if you think, well, it's okay, I can do that because they won't know, it's like, then you have no business being in that relationship because, you know, they don't deserve that. They don't deserve to stay up late at night and wonder why they weren't good enough to be communicated to. This apparently is a bit of a scenario. If I cheated on you, would you ever forgive me?
No.
No. Well, I wouldn't forgive you either because I had too many people cheat on me. Especially like right before meeting you. Like one right after another. I'm like, the hell is wrong with you people? Would you ever say sorry to me even if it's not your fault?
Yes. That comes back to the last question. Not the last, but some of the previous questions where would you put your own happiness to the side so your partner can be happy? It's like, yes. So if I have to take the blame for something, if it's gonna diffuse a situation, a misunderstanding, what they say, to get the upper hand. Like you caught me doing something, and I apologize for, whatever happened. So.
Right. At the same time, I would say, here's my grievances for you. No, I would not say sorry to you if it's not my fault, because it's not my fault, okay? If something happens to you and you're really upset, I'm gonna be there, I'm gonna support you, I'm gonna help you through the problem, because that is what I promised to do for the rest of my life and yours, okay? So it would really depend on the context. Like, if I honestly did something to you and made you feel bad, and it made me feel bad to make you feel bad, yeah, I'm gonna apologize like all hell for every day for a week, probably, because that's how I am. Next question, are you friends with any of your exes?
No. I'm proud to say I have no friends. I've been blessed with having a lot of false friends who just need a quick favor and some kind of benefit, and then it's like one-sided. But when you need those friends, and they're not there. So
yeah, I'd have to say that that's unfortunately a common link between Juan and I, is that as many people out there that I would love to call, my close-knit friends, a lot of them have fallen off the grid when I needed them the most. And that excludes a handful of people, and don't think that this is anything about you in particular if you're watching this, but hey, if the shoe fits, right? I want to say I'm only friends with one of my exes, really, and only because we had a mutual agreement to just be friends. Like, I respect that person so much more because they told me to my face, like, I don't think it's gonna work out as a couple, but you're amazing and I would love to still be your friend, and we should hang out. And I'm like, okay, well, thank you for telling me, rather than going off and cheating or doing something, bitter and awful. But all the other ones can go burn in a fire, to be honest.
Okay.
Anyway.
I'll start the fire.
Sweet. I'll get the gasoline, you get the matches. Cool. How should finances be planned between a couple?
There shouldn't be. It's, that doesn't matter who pays for it. You're both living in the same house, so it's...
The shared responsibility.
Yeah, I mean, there shouldn't be a plan. It's just a given that, we have to provide, pay bills, pay rent.
Pay for food.
Yeah, there's no rules to say you pay for this, I pay for that. That's...
Yeah. What, like, does it go to the same for, like, medical bills and stuff like that?
Yeah. I mean, we share life, so we share debt.
And we share health.
And we share success. I mean,
Do you think celebrating Valentine's Day is corny?
Yes. It's now a corporate holiday. It's for Walmart to sell you candies. So it doesn't mean anything nowadays. It's just a marketing ploy. So I don't need some suit to tell me this should be the day for me to make you happy. Like, no, you don't tell me what day it is. We decide, you and me.
Right. I think every day we make each other. I feel like every day is Valentine's Day a little bit, but I wanted to make it a certain special kind of day, like, for the first time ever, I'm going to get you roses, and I'm going to do something super romantic so you can remember today, but tomorrow I'm also going to do something super romantic because I love you. Like that.
We're always doing something for each other, and, it's more it feels more real when it's out of the blue than when it's like, okay, it has to be on Valentine's Day.
Right.
Nobody's surprised on Valentine's Day that they got flowers. It's a given, so there's nothing romantic about it.
Well, I know I ask you this a lot, but I'm just like a 10% narcissist. So, what was your first impression of me?
That I liked your voice. That it was very, very cheery, very, very tender at the same time. A little bit shy, kind of full of intrigue, and I just love talking to you.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And then the way you would walk, like you always walked like you had something cool about you. I love that. Not to mention, okay, like it wasn't the very first impression, but it was definitely the first time I saw you in your biker gear. And so you were like carrying your helmet, and you were wearing the jacket, and when he wears the jacket, I swear I melt like butter. Every time he gets on his bike, like, I'm gonna go out for a ride, and I'm like,
yeah.
Insert video here of him riding his motorcycle. Last question, and then we are going to sign off. Can you avoid flirting with someone attractive if someone attractive flirts with you when I'm not around?
Yes.
Yeah. I think that's really easily tellable, just because you're not the type to stray. You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah, I'm very dense at catching people's compliments.
I don't know. I've had plenty of people attempt to flirt with me, like before we got together, obviously, and then like when we got together, people would still say stuff, and I'm like, thank you. I can't wait to go home and tell my boyfriend about that. And I'm like, yeah, Juan says the same thing every day. Please stop. Like
some people are very pushy, but just let me know who they are, and we'll put a stop to that.
Yeah. So. Is there anything you'd want to tell the internet that you're up to that you want to give it on?
I want to say that it took 3 months for me to get an invite to the studio, even though I'm like next door to the studio. But so hopefully people would like it, so I get called back, because I'm trying to get royalties out of this. So
yeah, exactly. So. Again, if you like the video, be sure to hit the big thumbs up. It really helps out. Hit that subscribe. I'm working to get my first 1,000 subscribers. Once I do that, I can get kind of reviewed, I can get monetized, and I can start bringing you guys even more content a lot more frequently. So thank you again for watching. I love you all so much. Juan will start to love you all so much once he learns more about you, and we will see you guys in the next video. Thanks. Love you guys. Stay positive. Bye.
See ya.